Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we are doing yet another account review. This time we are on Tesham's account, who is from server 117. Very near to the server that I started in as well. Now we want to first of all take a look at his season growth path to see where he is ranking for resonance level 104 and for season AFK stage 83, which is good. If your AFK stage rank is higher than your resonating level, it means that you are pushing effectively AFK stages, which is good to see. Now let's take a look at the heroes on his account. First we're going to look at it from the Dream Realm perspective, make sure everything is sorted there. And we're going to look at the damage dealers first. Corrin, OD, Merrily. We want to see them all at Mythic Plus and ideally even Supreme Plus, and he has them all there. And we want to have OD and Merrily plus 10 exclusive equipment or even higher upgraded, and OD at plus 8 or higher upgraded, and he fulfills that criteria as well. So his Dream Realm damage dealers are sorted. Now we can move on to the other supports and tanks which we want to see in Dream Realm. And also, not to mention, his Rainier is at Supreme, so he has a Mythic Plus upgrade, which is what you want in Rainier. Now he told me the reason he got it to Supreme is because he must have gotten Rainier to Mythic Plus and got another random copy of Rainier from the All Heroes event going on. And he was like, it was 1 out of 2, and then I got another copy of Rainier to get him to Supreme. It isn't the worst thing, but I still don't recommend it. Each one copy of a Celestial Hypogene is really valuable. And getting Rainier from Mythic Plus to Supreme only gives him some minor stat upgrades, and that will not affect your performance in Dream Realm at all. So overall, I don't still recommend that, but it isn't the worst thing in the world. But just as advice for everyone, just leave your Rainier at Mythic Plus. Even if you're 1 out of 2 copies of Supreme, it's just not worth it. That one copy can be better used on another hero. Okay, but his Rainier is sufficiently upgraded to perform well in Dream Realm. Now we need to look at the tanks. So Temesia and Thorin, these are the 2 key tanks you're going to be using in the Dream Realm, and both of them are actually at Supreme Plus at plus 5 exclusive equipment, which is all they need, and so that's looking great as well. Now for the supports for Dream Realm, Coco and Smokey are the ones we're looking for. Both of them are Mythic Plus or above, and that is all you're really shooting for. And his Smokey has 2 more copies of Supreme Plus. It isn't so important to get Smokey to Supreme Plus. It will, I believe, just give him a little bit more healing on the active portion of his ultimate cast, which won't really change much. Maybe it can allow you to survive a little bit better in Dream Realm and boss fights, so it is something maybe you want to shoot for in the future. But honestly, his Smokey is perfectly upgraded and you would never need any more copies, and he's basically performing at his maximum potential. Kruger as well, really nice to see, is that Supreme. Not necessary, you can run him even not that upgraded, but if he's more upgraded, he will contribute a little bit more damage in your Dream Realm team, so eventually you would like to get him upgraded. Lucius as well as Supreme, so everything is looking really good on his account from the Dream Realm standpoint. He has not invested in another Celestial Hypogene yet because Rainier was his full focus. And like I always now will advise to him and everyone else out there, after you get Rainier to Mythic Plus, he's really the only one you want to be buying copies of as soon as you have enough currency to be buying them. But then after that, you should be saving all of your Guild Coins and Stellar Crystals until you have enough stockpile that you could immediately take a new Celestial Hypogene hero to Mythic Plus. And if at that point in time a new Celestial Hypogene hero comes out which is going to be better than the current ones available, then you can go for that. Otherwise you can go for one of the options of what is currently available. And it's basically, now my opinions has a little bit changed. I thought Scarlita would always be the next priority after Rainier, but seeing how useful Fiestro is in Dream Realm, and from the recent designers' notes where they mentioned that they're not going to be making too many changes to Dream Realm, it leads me to believe that Fiestro for some time will be a top performer in the Dream Realm, and he can help your teams and your ranking there. And so maybe buying him and working on him for the Dream Realm is not a bad idea. But that being said, Scarlita is currently the best PvP hero in the game, and I really highly doubt that she will ever not be used, at least on one of your Supreme Arena defenses, and probably always will be used on your non-seasonal arena defense. So yeah, so I mean, it is between Scarlita and Fiestro. I favor Scarlita, but I am slowly, gradually putting Fiestro up in his usefulness, and we'll have to see in the future. Maybe he will be even more useful with future Dream Realm bosses in the new season. So that is going to be pretty much it for my Celestial Hypogean advice. As for the other heroes he is upgrading, the key heroes you want to be buying from the arena shop is Granny. Do you have Haven? You have Haven built up. Because the key heroes you can buy from the arena shop are Granny, Haven, Rowan, Brutus. His Brutus is already at Supreme. He can get 2 more copies to get to Supreme Plus, but that isn't so important. Granny wants to get to Supreme Plus. She is a very strong PvP hero, and definitely one of the best PvP heroes purchasable from the arena store. So all of your arena coins should be going to upgrading Granny and probably buying copies of Brutus. Or if you don't want to do Brutus anymore and you want to get like Igor built up to Mythic Plus, that is a viable option as well, because Igor is also pretty good in PvP, and getting him to Mythic Plus will unlock a lot of his potential. Okay, other key heroes you're missing on your account that I would like to see on your wish list. He doesn't have Floribel, even he has 1 copy of Floribel. Elsa is quite under upgraded. We want to have both of these Floribel, Elsa on the wish list. Those are very strong PvP heroes, and we want to try and get those upgraded. Okay, so overall, looking good, your account. Your Dream Realm is completely sorted, and your PvP heroes are quite well built up. Should we talk a bit about exclusive equipment upgrading? I think we should. So, you still are lacking plus 10 exclusive equipment upgrade on a lot of key heroes on your account, so I would not recommend taking anyone to plus 15 right now. You might be thinking about OD to plus 15. I think that is what you were thinking about. I hope you haven't started... Okay, you haven't started upgrading that. So, don't get OD to plus 15 right now. Get some of your other key heroes to plus 10. And by the other ones, I mean Carolina, Damien, and Vala. For sure. You'll want to get these at plus 10. These are really strong PvP heroes, and they will be quite a bit better at their plus 10 upgrade. So get those 3. Sylvina you can get to plus 10, but I wouldn't make that a priority. You could go for OD to plus 15 before getting Sylvina to plus 10. It just depends on how much you use her, but if you use her a lot, plus 10 is really good for her because it will power her up a lot. And apart from that, Brutus just plus 5. You do not need to go to plus 10. And eventually, if you can get Elsa and Floribel upgraded, they would also want plus 10. But that is pretty much it for what I'm seeing on your account. Shakira as well eventually would want plus 10, and you're getting close to him. You probably have him on your wish list, so probably, yeah, begin saving up for him to get to plus 10 as well. But he's a lower priority than, in my opinion, Carolina, Vala, and Damien. Okay, so that's the exclusive equipment priority. Let's go ahead and take a look at your arena defense first of all. So in arena, okay, you're holding top 20 of champion, which is a really good spot to be in. Getting to top 5 is very difficult, and you are running the Arden Iron Nuke team, stall team with Haven. So, okay, first of all, if you're running this team, the best way to run it is with the confining spell. That gives you more value than the healing, and I still think that rather than Haven here, I think going for more damage threat with the Carolina is a little bit better. So like a team composition like this, and especially once you get Carolina and Damien to plus 10, this will be probably the best option you can run. Because the thing with the Haven is, Haven does well in a stall team, but in this Arden Iron Nuke team, I feel like you need to have more kill threat, and the Carolina does that better. Like just Haven, I feel like someone could just bring an OD and a Thorn tank and work down your entire team. So I would prefer this team, and then you have like more of a threat onto the opponent, and yeah, I would prefer this lineup. So you can try that and let me know how it works. But I can understand your team comp with Haven as well. Definitely, I can see how against some teams that could do better. But I think overall against most teams, a Carolina team would perform a little bit better and allow you to get some wins based on RNG, which is important to have. Oh, really nice. So you're like trying to hold, you're really close to top 20 even of Supreme Arena, but I think top 50 even is really good for you because your levels are pretty low. You're, compared to everyone in the district, you're like rank over 100, 104th in the district. Okay, this is an interesting team, and I did go over the skills of some of these heroes, especially their seasonal skill, because that will change their effectiveness in Supreme Arena. And Tamesia and Lucis both have really good seasonal skills, and already Tamesia is a pretty good hero to be running in Supreme Arena because she has like, she's really tanky, she's annoying for the opponents, she deals pretty good damage, and she will increase the damage that your physical damage dealers deal. Her seasonal skill increases physical damage taken by adjacent enemies, which will allow Vala to hit harder and even Corrin to hit harder because they're physical damage dealers. And her Supreme Plus will cause stacking physical defense reduction onto the opponents, but not by a huge amount, only 1% up to 6 stacks. But her charge will deal true damage with her Mythic Plus. So yeah, I do like a team like this. Yeah, I do like your team. I'm gonna look at some of your other teams and see if anything else can be freed up. I would like you to put Granny on here, but I guess she isn't Mythic Plus yet, and then she won't be as effective. Carolina should definitely be put onto some team. We'll have to decide on that. And Cassidy is not so important. I don't like Cassidy honestly that much. In PvP, I prefer you running Corrin and even Rainier. So, but it's interesting you're only allowing Rainier to swap the Temesia, because honestly, sometimes people do it like this. I don't know if you've tried it like this, but this can also help. Like, you might think you don't want to swap Vala, but Vala will gain the damage reduction from Rainier's swap, and Vala can jump back by changing her forms as well. So she's not too easy to kill for the opponent, even if she jumps into their team. And if she's jumping over here, most of the team is going to be running around here, and Vala will be safe over there. And for this, you could even try something like Evocation Spell. I would kind of like that more. Confining Spell I like in more stall-oriented teams. So yeah, maybe this, your same team pretty much, but try Rainier swapping any of these targets, and I think that could be valuable for you. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your next teams you have. Okay, so this is the stall team. I'm gonna, again, I think we're gonna go for a Carolina team here to have some kill threat. In the Scorched Truth as well, multiple consecutive damage, teams with crowd control do well here, but enemy teams, if they have Ulsa and if they have Almus, they will do really well here and probably completely lock you down. So sometimes you might just have to give up one of these stages, but you could also go for the Coco team here, and I like the Coco team. And I'm thinking maybe moving this team to the final and putting the Coco Mauler team in the second slot, because even though for the multiple consecutive damage, the Maulers don't do amazing, if you can get Coco's ultimate off fast enough and the opponent doesn't have a good enough team, then that can allow you to win. And you have good Mauler heroes built up. So I'm thinking like this, and I like to run... Oh, you're running Vala on the first team, so we won't be able to run Vala here, but we can try to run some different options, like another... Shakir would really be good, but we don't have Shakir well built up right now. I'm thinking maybe we could even go for Haywin, because in the final team, I want to go for your fully crowd control team, Thorin, damage, Iron Nuke team. And here, if you can get the Coco to ultimate quickly, and then combine that with the Haywin ultimate after that, that can be very strong. I'm thinking, what if we even give Haywin the initial energy and have Coco off of it? I think both can be good. Haywin ultimate first and then Coco after that is probably better, to be honest. Okay, let's try this. I don't know how this is gonna work because I haven't run a team with Haywin in the Maulers yet, but I feel like it should do pretty well, and I think it would do better than the Rowan team. There's basically more stall and survivability with this team. It's difficult for the opponent to break through, and it can give you a chance of winning. And for this team, I like this first team we have with the Light Bearers powering up Vala, increasing her physical damage, and Rainier swapping any one of these targets is pretty valuable. Although I guess the awkward thing is that people will usually not place heroes here, and then Rainier won't get a value with this swap. No, actually I think I have a better idea. We're gonna move this team to the last one, because on the last team, this is where Rainier can get a lot of swapping value, because here it becomes very awkward if the opponent is not going to place heroes in these positions. So we can have a positioning like this. Like, the opponent usually is going to play something which is going to be swapped. But it will only be these two hero options. We can't swap anything other than that. Okay, I think I'm going to put Vala over here. And we will put Corrin and Lucius like this and have Rainier swap either Temesia or Corrin if someone places there. I think that is a pretty good target for a swap. This is pretty good. I think this will be good. Let me know how it works. I also like Sylvina in a team like this, especially with Rainier swapping. However, there's not really room for Sylvina here. I think it's better to go for the full Lightbearer team. And the Sylvina is not really completely built up yet to Supreme Plus. So I think, and then this team, I'm interested to see how this team will work. I think it'll be better than Rowan here to have the Haywin here. And if she can get her ultimate off before any of your team dies, then that can be linked into, chained into a Coco ultimate for the damage reduction. Then you're pretty much set up to probably win the fight. And then here is our standard team, which does pretty well. And for the positioning of this is kind of important. So I always like in this team to go for the Enlightening spell to prevent if the opponent goes for any crowd control, you're safe. And Carolina will probably be the main source of damage, but I'll put Arden here because your Arden is more built up in exclusive equipment. You can try this team and see how it works. I don't, like, you can also put the Thorn all the way up here, but I like the Thorn back further. What is the reasoning for that? It causes the opponents to come up and group up around your Thorn a little bit more than if Thorn is running up first, I feel like. So I'm going to position like this. We have the Damien in the back over here. And I think overall this is an effective team as well. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the teams overall. The only heroes we're not using, which are key PvP heroes, are Rowan and Sylvina. Because the other ones are not Mythic Plus yet, so I wouldn't consider them. And Rowan and Sylvina don't have a great place into these teams, so let me know how these teams work for you. I'm pretty excited with them. And once you can get Vala, Carolina to plus 10 exclusive equipment, that would be even better. Okay, Supreme Arena done, Arena done. Legend Trial, we don't have to do anything. Dream Realm, yeah. Okay. So, and as for Dream Realm, just general advice for everyone, now that they have the scoreboard with the top scoring formations, you can just copy a formation that you have the same heroes of built up and just keep retrying the stage like 5 to 10 times to see your maximum damage output, and then that would be your basically maximum potential. You just want to make sure you have the right heroes built up. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the hero wish list, both the regular wish list and the recruitment wish list. We need to see how close is he to Supreme Plus onto 25 heroes and unlocking Paragon. So he has 4 on the top. Rainier will not be getting to Supreme Plus. 6, 12. So he has 16 heroes at Supreme Plus, and there are 5 more which could be getting there soon, which is going to be 21. Okay, he's a bit far from Paragon upgrades, so in our wishlist priority, we're going to prioritize getting to Supreme Plus on heroes, so I will even be putting some heroes on the wishlist which are obtainable in the Arena Store. However, if you want to be fully... Everyone buys Stellar Crystals from the Arena Store. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it, but I can see your point as well. So, but if you're going to be buying Stellar Crystals from the Arena Store, then we may have to put, and we'll probably be putting these Arena Store heroes on the recruitment wish list, and that will take away from some of your other heroes, but you have most of those upgraded. So from this shop, you need to be buying Granny, and you are buying that, which is good, and even Brutus to Supreme Plus I would recommend. And then Igor to Supreme Plus, because those are pretty core PvP heroes, and they will help on your account by getting them all to Supreme Plus. And then eventually, I would even recommend going for Paragon, but at least get them all to Supreme Plus for right now. Now for the all hero recruitment list. Okay, again Atlanta, and again there's not a big problem with this because you have all the other heroes maxed. You don't need to look for Paragon, and looking for Atlanta is fine. No issue with that. And you're going for 2 heroes here. Now for the Lightbearers, Mariel is not a good hero. Walker has some uses, maybe due to his seasonal skill and like Legend Trial. But I guess you're just basically trying to build up more Supreme Plus heroes. And Lightbearers is just Coin, Merrily, Lucius, and then the 4th can be whatever you want, because those are the really only core 3 heroes. In the Maulers, you're still looking for Supreme Plus on Smokey, which I can understand. However, I would say Elsa, because Elsa is really strong in PvP, and your Smokey is at Supreme. He doesn't need to be to Supreme Plus. It will increase his healing slightly, maybe improve your Demon performance a bit, but honestly not by much. All of his damage output is here and pretty much maxed at his Supreme. So I'm gonna go for Elsa here, because Elsa Mythic Plus will help your account a lot. If you didn't have any copies of Elsa, then I'd say okay, get Smokey to Supreme Plus and then do Elsa, but you already have her at Legendary, so I would say try to get it to Mythic Plus. She is really good in crowd control teams. Okay, you're looking for more Supreme Pluses. I would say Antandra rather than Satrana, but it's up to you. Antandra has some PvP uses. Kruger should be here because he at Supreme Plus would help your damage a bit in the Dream Realm. Satrana is basically Satrana, Set, Soren are not really great. I'm gonna switch it to Antandra because I think if you can get her to Mythic Plus or Supreme Plus, she might be used in some of your PvP teams. But maybe she'll never be used, to be honest. But Satrana probably won't be used either. Okay, that is that. Let's look at the Wilders. So Wilders, you have Damien, Arden, Max, and you're not going to be unlocking Paragon anytime soon. So going for Almus is good. Almus is a very good hero for PvP. We do want him on our account and eventually to Supreme Plus. So smart. And then Perissa is good for battle drills. So I like that. Floribel. Okay, I'm fine with this. However, I would really want to have Iron and Floribel here. Because you want to get more copies of Iron for Paragon. He's a key PvP hero. But Granny is a key PvP hero as well. And you're buying Stellar Crystals from the Arena store. It might be difficult for you to get her and all the other heroes you want from there. So you can keep her on the wish list. I'm fine with that. But here, do not go... You want to put Thorin here. Thorin, Iron are the top 2 PvP heroes in the game. So you want to have those on your wish list even when they're maxed to try and get them to Paragon. So Thorin is going to be better. Also, yeah, he's just overall such an amazing tank hero, and I feel like he's always going to have a place in PvP in this game, and even for AFK stages. But you're not Paragon upgrades is only for the rivalry stats you're getting for the PvP. For PvE and all general in the game, you only get 2.5% bonus stats, which doesn't make any difference. So it's just about the rivalry stats, and for PvP, Thorin is amazing. And I can understand, okay, Igor here until he's Mythic Plus or Supreme Plus, you want to get him upgraded. And then once he's done, then put Ludovic. You'll have to put Ludovic here. But you could put Carolina if, for example, Igor was already done right now. Sylvina, and you're trying to get another hero too. Supreme Plus. Okay, good. So overall, I like your wish list. I just made some minor changes. Elsa from Smokey. Antandra from Satrana. I left your Wilders and I changed Carolina to Thorin because Thorin is more of a key PvP hero than Carolina. Okay, overall good wish list. Let's take a look at your epic recruitment wish list. Here you have much more flexibility because you have more slots. Granny, yeah, is a key PvP hero. I like that. And Shakira, Elsa, Floribel, yeah. Overall, very good wish list. I like this one. I'm not going to change anything because even though Thorin is more of a key PvP hero than Smokey, Smokey is still not Supreme Plus. And that would be a bit of a benefit to get him there. So, okay, overall, not too many changes on your wish list. Stargazing, don't use your Stellar Crystals. Don't use your Gil coins. Save them up for right now. When you have enough to buy 6 copies, like for example, that's 180,000 Gil coins, or if you have like 80 Stellar Crystals, that's 2 copies. Basically, just base the Stellar Crystals on having to pity, and it takes 40 Stellar Crystals to pity. So if you have 40 Stellar Crystals, that's going to be 1 copy, and basically then count up when you have enough to take a hero to Mythic Plus, and then go for it. But at that point in time, there may be new Celestial Hypogean heroes released, and they may be even more game-changing. So this is also a way to like protect your account from getting power crept. Because if you buy 1 copy each time you have the resources, you could end up almost upgrading a hero, and then another hero comes out which is much better, and you would have wished you just saved everything. Because heroes are not really too usable until they have their Mythic Plus. So getting 1 extra copy right now is not going to do anything until they are reaching Mythic Plus. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. And good luck on your account, and let me know how all these defenses do. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, everyone, peace out for now.